Seatbelts in automobiles are what you might call the final lifeline. They're supposed to protect people involved in traffic accidents, but recently there's been an increase in the number of injuries they cause. Elderly people are particularly vulnerable. That's prompted Japan's transport ministry to take a closer look at safety standards. NHK World's Takayuki Saito explains.
Seatbelts are known to save lives. Both drivers and passengers in Japan have been required to wear them since 2008. The National Police Agency says seat belts drastically reduce the risk of dying in a traffic accident by more than 90%. But researchers in Tokyo are telling a different story. They conducted a study that concludes many people involved in traffic accidents are actually being injured by seatbelts. Researchers say most of these injuries are compression fractures to the chest. This is especially true for elderly people whose bones tend to be brittle. They looked at serious accidents that occurred between 2004 and 2006. About 35% of people over 70 who were wearing seatbelts suffered chest injuries. The figure is lower for younger people. The Transport Ministry says reducing pressure from the seatbelt to the chest is key to scaling back injuries among elderly people in traffic accidents. Current safety standards require that seatbelts not dig into the body more than 5 centimeters during an accident. But those standards are based on the physique of the average American male. The Transport Ministry says it will study ways to diminish the force exerted by seatbelts to reduce injuries among the elderly. As they review the standards, ministry researchers are discussing the issue with authorities from the EU and elsewhere. They want Japan to be a leader in producing cars better adapted to a rapidly aging society.
Japan adopted safety standards established overseas and used them as their own standards. So I believe it is very important that Japan introduce its own safety standards to the world.
In the past decade, the number of Japanese drivers aged 65 or older has grown more than 1.5 times. Those numbers are certain to increase. Japan's new safety standards will help ensure that an important element of traffic safety is truly a lifeline for all who depend upon it.